Exactly 20 years ago, Lil Kim took the stage in one of the most iconic looks in the history of the VMAs. Wearing a single sequence pasty and a matching lilac catsuit, Lil Kim secured her reign as the Queen Bee. But we must pay homage to the wizard behind the curtain, the stylist who put together Kim's most jaw-dropping and unapologetic looks. Misa Hylton shifted and shaped R&B and hip-hop aesthetic of the 90s. From Lil Kim's candy-colored Crush on You video to her Chanel wig, Misa created a visual brand that perfectly displayed Kim's persona and styled the footsteps in which today's female MCs and singers still walk. As a global creative director for luxury brand MCM, Misa continues to be hip-hop fashion's fairy godmother, and the Queen Bee still has her foot on our necks. Today, these bosses meet to reflect on decades of setting trends and empowering women the world over. This is Complex Conversations, the naked truth, how Lil Kim changed hip-hop fashion, with your host, Aria Hughes.
Hi, everyone. So who got to see Lil Kim perform last night? And who feels like Kim doesn't get the credit she deserves when it comes to her contribution to fashion? So yes, that's why we're here today. We're here to give Kim and Misa their flowers. Earlier in the year, I interviewed Misa following the death of Karl Lagerfeld about her and Kim's love of Chanel. And I wanted to speak to Kim. It wasn't able to happen, but I'm thrilled to have them together today. This is the first time that they've spoken together in front of a crowd for press. So this is such a moment, and I'm really thankful to be a part of it. And I just want to have a great conversation. So keep the energy up. We're about to introduce these iconic women. So first up is MCM's global creative partner and fashion architect, Misa Hylton. And Lil Kim, the incomparable Lil Kim. So thank you again both for being here. It's such an important conversation to have and such an important moment. So thank you.
No, thank you for having us.
Yes.
So first off, let's just start from the beginning. How did you two meet?
You're gonna take yeah, I'm gonna take this one. I don't know if you even remember. I was at the Scarsdale house. I think I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And you and Big came. Mm-hmm. And you looked so cute. You had a short haircut. You had on a little denim suit. And I was like, who is that? And it was before I even had an idea that you were going to be in Junior Mafia. And that was the first time I met Kim in Scarsdale.
And I just remember, like, she is so beautiful. Like, I want to be like her.
Yeah, it was very organic. Puff was working on Big's album, and Kim came, and she was hanging out at the house. But she was so fly, and her hair was fly, and I was just like, oh.
I felt the same way about her from the first moment I saw her. Like, she is fly. That blonde hair, it was just everything. And I felt like we had the same taste, because I saw a few pieces she had, and I'm like, oh, I have those, but I don't have those. I need that. And she, you know, it was just admiration from the beginning.
Yes, definitely.
So you all are on so many people's mood boards. What inspired you? Who were your muses, your reference points when you were first coming up for both of you?
Well, for me, it was like, Mary J. Blige was always my big sister, like always in my head. I didn't even know her, but she was my big sister, like for me. So it was like, because she dressed like how I dress. She talked, she moved like how I moved, like everything about her was me. And Janet Jackson has always been my inspiration, like always. Janet and Mary, that's what my mixture is. You know, as far as the look, it's always been like the Janet kind of inspiration, and then I mixed it with Mary because, you know, that's just, they're who I am.
Yeah, I think for me, my earliest inspiration came from street style and the hustlers in the street and the fly girls and the fly guys and just going outside. It was like the streets were the runway. And so I was really enamored by street style early on. You know, Dapper Dan was an influence, like seeing what he was doing, right? Like just looking at that style, and it's like a signature style. You can recognize it anywhere, and that's what we recognized in each other.
Yeah, it's so true. And I used to live when I lived in Brooklyn, I used to live like 2 blocks away from where Dapper Dan and April used to create. And they used to recreate like down in this little like basement type of thing of a brownstone. And all of the hustlers and the fly girls, we would go there and get our outfits, or the boyfriends would go and get their girlfriend stuff made. Like, I got you, boo.
And like what I loved about it, it was like out of the box. So it was like really, it was different, and it represented where I came from and like what I liked. And as far as music, I think I would have to say Roxanne Shante, MC Light. Just seeing that was like, whoa. And when I saw Roxanne Shante, I was like, wow, she's young. She's popping mad shit. She got on a fur. She looks about 15 years old. Can I curse? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
And I was just like, whoa, and so it just always enamored me.
You know who else was fly? Salt and Pepper.
Yes.
They were so fly, and I was so inspired by them. Like, every time I saw them. I remember my father, I was like, oh my gosh, I love those girls. I was a little girl. And so I'm like, oh, I want to get my hair like that. And my father's like, you're not cutting your hair. I was like, oh, they look like that. So I took the side of my head and I rolled it up. And took the pins and I let this side hang down. And that was my salt and pepper hairstyle going to school.
So let's talk about your introduction to the world, your visual introduction to the world, hardcore. And we have that iconic image. Talk about the visual imagery, this image right here.
Oh, shoot.
Thank you. I love you back. I love you. I love you. Oh my God. This is definitely one of my favorite pictures. I wasn't posed. I just dropped down into that. I just dropped down into that pose naturally because that was just who I was. And this, Misa, you just...
Yeah, like, first of all, that's all natural for all of y'all.
People ask me,
the great thing about us and everything that we did together, it was so natural. We didn't overthink it. It just made sense. It was like, that was from Patricia Fields, actually. Patricia Fields. Oh my gosh, she had every thing you would ever
loved her.
We were in there like every day.
Every day, literally.
Yeah. And so the look, it just made sense. And once I think Un had showed us like what the backdrop was, and I went and I was like, Kim, I think we should do this first. But it was just like really natural and really organic. We did not overthink anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It was very, very just organic. And Biggie actually picked that picture because there were so many different poses in that picture. And he was like, this is the one. And the record label was like,
we don't know.
You sure? We don't know about this picture. But Biggie was like, yeah, no, it's that one, and that's the one. That's it. And that just ended up being the picture that ended up on every jail cell.
The legendary picture.
The legendary picture.
For sure. So you would say, I mean, a lot of artists, young artists start out and they don't really have a lot of control over their image. And I feel like you and Misa working together was great because you were able to work together on an image. But would you say you had control? Was this everything that you wanted to do?
Yeah, I would say I had control because Misa was so, like, she was so motivating for me because she got it. Like, she just, off the rip, I was like her little doll baby. And I always felt like a little doll baby. Yes. So I always knew, like, I was in good hands. So if I could come to her and be like, oh, Misa, I want to wear this. She'd be like, okay, I know exactly what to do with it. Or she'll bring something, and I already know exactly how to wear it.
Thinking the same thing, too. Yeah. It's like, wait, I was thinking that, or I wanted to do that. So it's just like, we say we have, like, telepathy.
Yeah, it's so mental. It's, like, right there. I mean, and then it's like, we might come in with the same pair of shoes on, or we might come in with the same jacket. You're like, oh my goodness, I got. So the style was just so impeccably just
aligned.
We were twins. Like,
Yes.
and you know, her mind, the way she thinks, the way she we mixed a lot of the Japan. We did a lot of Japan look, like the Japanese girls. Like a lot of that was like, but they were inspired by us. We would go over there and everybody looked like me.
Yeah.
Like everybody, literally, from the hair color changes, contacts, whatever. Like, and it was amazing.
Yeah, like every moment was just like magical. It's like that thing you just can't explain almost. And so like having this opportunity, we get to talk about it. This is the first time, which is dope. But it was like really magical. We just got each other, and to be able to work with an artist that's so dope and talented and ill. Like, if you love hip hop, like, oh my God, just to hear her, my mind was just flooded just flooded with ideas. And then, you know, with Un and Big and Kim and everything that they wanted to do, I just got it. And I knew, I don't know, it was just like divine inspiration. And I know that we were put together by God for this moment.
Yep.
And you see like everything that we've done together, how impactful it's been. And to me, it still blows my mind. It's just like, wow,
too.
right?
Yeah, me too. Even stuff that we might have done a month ago. It's like, oh my gosh, this is still like, it's a look. You know what I mean? And I mean, I would tell you, some stuff, like she, maybe like every blue moon, she might bring something, right? Back when we first was like starting stuff for like award shows or whatever. And I'd be like, me, you want me to put this on? She'd be like, put this on, girl. Put it on, right? Like that was my big sis. And I'd be like, oh, I don't know about this. But she was always right. Like, you know, even when I and that was when I knew I always had to try stuff on. Because, you know, it looked different, you know, when you put it on. And so she had a vision, I had a vision, and together we just made magic.
It was like the perfect just recipe. And like to have someone that was open to be like, all right, I don't know if I understand this right now, but I'm going to try it. And to have the relationship where she's telling me like what she's feeling and I'm able to interpret it, it's like, that's a dope feeling as a stylist and a creative, like just to have that relationship.
I love you.
Love you too.
So like I said before you all came on, when Karl Lagerfeld died, the first person I thought of was you. Because as a young girl, you were my introduction to Chanel and my filter for a lot of luxury brands. So can you talk a little bit about your love for Chanel? Had you ever met Karl?
Yeah.
And why you love the brand?
So yeah, so I've always been driven by Chanel. I just like the way it looks. I just like the way the name looks on the bag. I like the way the C's, you know, look on the bag. But I met him one time, and I remember him saying he designed one of his whole collection after me. And that made me like, wow, like the impact goes that far, you know? But then a lot of designers have said that.
Yeah.
Alexander McQueen, like, oh my gosh, if I had like a vision of what my line would look like, it would be a mixture of Alexander McQueen and my own style, you know, right?
Yeah.
It would be a mixture of that and maybe Balmain or something, but I like to take a lot of things, but he was special. And a lot of the, you know, designers, and Karl Lagerfeld, what I liked about him is he stayed true to himself. You know?
Yeah, he did. He really did. And I remember when we did the interview, I was like, oh, that was Kim. She bought that. That was her personal. That was her personal. That was her. I probably was there hoping, but Kim had everything Chanel, okay? Everything. Every sneaker, every belt, every earring, every barrette, every ski suit.
Yeah. You were looking at this.
Look.
Yeah.
Where were you all getting the clothes from? You said it was a mix of what you had. Was it just, because I know we talked about that a little bit.
We did a lot of custom. We used a lot of Kim stuff. We used a lot of my stuff because back then we used to just bring everything. Like I bring everything I had, should be everything she had. And then we would do a lot of custom because Kim was so small. So a lot of stuff was like too big, too long. It was just like it didn't work. And so we got to be really creative with what we did. Hector Extravaganza.
Oh my God, remember him? Yeah.
God rest his soul. Made those ski suits and the first furs that you see Kim wearing and me wearing as well. In a No Time video that came from, it was called Zamir Furs on Houston and West Broadway. And all of you who do not know, you should do your research. Check the extravaganzas from the House of Extravaganza. And he was amazing.
Yes.
And he was so dope.
He was just extravagant as his name. He had darling. And his ideas were just as his name sounds, just extravagant. So yeah, and Nisha, she was just
and then Nisha was also, she came a little bit later, and she like took it to the next level. And she was so talented.
I was going to ask about Nisha. Can you say a little bit more about her for people who don't know her? Because I didn't know her until I started doing research.
It was like Nisha was like one of us. She got it. She understood street style. She would meet you at the club and take your order. She would come pull up on you. She would look at you and just say, "Oh no, you don't need to. You should do it like this. Cut it short. Do this."
So true.
Right? I mean, she was like a ball of energy, and she was so creative. And I miss her so much because she was just like a one-of-a-kind person.
Misa had this idea to put the fur on the jeans, and she did not fray from it. Like, she wasn't like, I don't know how, you know, some designers, like, they don't get it.
Or like, how you gonna do that?
Do that, right? She got it, and she just loved it, and it made it happen. It was just everything. And you know, Nisha, she made furs for not just me, but for Biggie and Puffy and Nas and so many people. Like, she was amazing.
Like, for everybody, and the colors. So, I mean, she made neon colored minks, purple, orange, anything that you could think of, mint green, baby blue, baby pink. So it was like you weren't finding that
I'm about to say, you can find that.
You still kind of can't find that, what she was doing. It was really amazing what she did. She was so talented, and she got it, and she figured out how to manipulate those skins and how to make whatever we wanted. Like, I remember her making mink shorts and like vests and like the jacket to match and headbands and hair pieces.
The earmuffs, whatever it was, with your name in like, she could put your name in. Like, she did all kinds of stuff that a lot of people are doing now. It's she was amazing.
So how did the Crush on You video change things? It seems like that's when the fashion industry really started to embrace you.
Yeah. My fans started from 3 years old to, I don't know, 50, 60. I mean, I never forget, like, little girls with their moms going crazy when they saw me, and I understood that they were really excited to see the image because it was so colorful and it was so fun. You know what I mean? And I was tiny, so they probably thought I was the age. So yeah, and it was just amazing, you know. The Crush on You video for me, it definitely set the tone moving with my career. And I was really always excited to wear the color hair again outside of the video. We would just keep it going. MTV Awards. Oh, you got to tell them how that hair came about for the MTV Awards, because it was not supposed to be lavender. Dion, she made a mistake. Wait.
Yeah, let's talk about that iconic look.
She made it was supposed to be blonde, remember? And she made a mistake. And
I forgot that.
Yes, the hair. Okay, so
tell the story.
If you're a hairstylist out there, I think you know. Like, I think you have to mix lavender in to make blonde. Remember? And the lavender dripped on the hair, and she when she washed it out, it was lavender. But it wasn't
that lavender. With the lavender outfit.
Yes, right. You don't remember that?
No.
So it was lavender, but it wasn't that lavender. It had a little lavender in it. And Dion and Misa was like, "You got the hair," and Dion was like, so about that, I gotta redo it. And Misa was like, "Well, let me see it. I want to see what it look like." She was like, "It's lavender." And Misa was like, "Well, let me see it." And Dion showed you, and you was like, "Oh, wait a minute. No, leave it, because the outfit is lavender."
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
See? I forgot that whole thing.
I remember that because I was nervous. I was like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?"
You see that?
Yeah, and it just worked.
And it worked.
Beautiful.
Everything is always as it should be, right?
Yeah,
it was perfect. And Steve Madden.
Steve Madden came through with the shoes.
Yeah.
And
That was your
Diana came
date.
through with the touch.
Yeah. Were you nervous to wear that? Like you looked very comfortable.
I wasn't.
Not at all.
I was ready. I was like, let's go. But the one thing, remember the pasty? He kept making
Yeah, I
sure-
was like, oh.
Yeah, she had to put the glue.
And then here comes Diana Ross. Like, I'm like,
yeah, she was like, the pasty.
Where is that outfit?
Oh, we can't say. We can't say.
You will see
Because
it
we're
again.
gonna do
Right.
something really amazing with
Okay,
it.
cool. So I know also at the beginning they had this term Ghetto Fabulous that was always attached to you, and Misa also a lot of your work and clients that you styled. How did you all feel about that term?
I liked it because it was different, it was catchy. It represented where we were from. I didn't see it. I liked it, but I did begin to understand that everyone didn't take it that way, and ghetto kind of had a negative association for certain people, because I would hear people say ghetto fabulous. I'm like, she's not ghetto fabulous. There's nothing about her ghetto. So it was like people didn't really get it, but I felt like we got a chance to sort of like reclaim the word and make it into something positive. But it didn't bother me. Because I knew what it was. It was what we were that everyone loved, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I didn't really think about the word one way or another. But that wasn't the word that I used to describe my style. My style was always just
Right.
fly girl. I was fly girl from the hood. But I didn't mind that term because, like she said, you know, we was ghetto sometimes. I'm like, we was ghetto, but we was fabulous.
Yep.
So, Kim, you signed to Wilhemina in 1998. So talk about that, and I know you also had like a deal with Candies and Iceberg, and you had the Mac Diva Glam
Old
campaign.
Navy, yeah.
So talk about starting to deal with fashion brands in terms of them wanting you as a face. Did that take some time? Were they early on embracing you? And why did you decide to sign to Wilhemina?
Yeah. I think at that time, you know, when you're hot commodity or whatever, everyone comes, because ICM was also knocking, but we had a connection, and it was kind of a management type thing, you know. They were like, let's do something with Wilhemina, you know, we could, you know, their connects, and at the time it made sense. But to be honest with you, we were getting all those calls on our own, like, you know what I mean? And it was, but you know, it felt right at the time, and I thank them for being involved. They made a lot of other things happen too. So, you know, that's just what, I guess, when you're coming up, you know, you try different things because you want to take your career in another direction, and so the suggestion may come, like, you know, how about, you know, we team up with somebody.
No, for sure. And then I know that we talked about Nisha, another black designer that you all had a good relationship with was Kimora. It seems like you were a big muse for Baby Phat, and you were in her lingerie show, and I know you styled a few Baby Phat shows. Baby Phat was such a moment, and she brought it back, and people have been very receptive to it. But can you talk a little about Baby Phat, and that's you, and one of the lingerie looks, and what that brand meant to you, and that moment?
Kimora was just, first of all, she was like our sister. Like, she was just fun, and we understood her style right out the gate. We just had a lot of fun helping our sister, you know what I'm saying, get her label out there. And it was fun, you know. She was for the young, youthful crowd. she was for us.
Yeah, she was for us. And there was I don't think it's been another show like that has the same energy as she had ever since. And so she got us, we got her. I think she was like aspirational in a lot of ways.
Yes.
It's like we both looked up to each other. She looked up to us and we looked up to her, and we all respected each other's accomplishments as business women in hip hop, because it's not easy. And so the connection was just there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right away.
Right away.
It's to the point where it wasn't even a thought when she asked us to do stuff. It was like, okay, we'll be there. What time?
Right.
Yeah. That's it.
And she's so much fun, and she's so crazy.
Crazy.
Like, she's a good time.
She is crazy. That's the good. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
crazy
so much
fun.
Yeah. And so it just, and she likes the best of the best. So everything that we did is like top notch. It's like really easy. It's done in a way that I felt still represented our culture and where we were from, but it was still elevated at the same time. And I like the fact that she was making garments and creating like a space for young people, for fashion designers, period, and young people to aspire to and to like celebrate hip hop. And like the jeans and the snorkels and the jackets and all that stuff was like on runways, and that was helping to spread our style and what we were really doing from where we come from.
Yeah, that's true.
Kim, you have such a great relationship with Marc Jacobs.
It's my bestie.
Yeah. So how did you all meet and talk about that relationship?
How did I meet Marc? Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. I just know, I feel like I've known him forever, since I was a kid. When I first came into the industry, he was like the first designer to embrace me, because, if you're really into fashion and you just know he was the creative director for Louis Vuitton at the time. And I used to shop there so much, and everything I wore was either Chanel or Louis Vuitton. And so he's like, who is this girl? I love her style. And he just kept inviting me everywhere. And then, we just got really, really, really close, and I would wear his stuff, and I would make him laugh when I'm like in the studio with him, like when he would go to the showrooms and stuff like that, when he would be in there creating. I'd just come and bring him lunch, and we'd just be in there laughing, and he's creating and thinking, but he's so like dancing. Yeah, he's dancing to How Many Licks. That was his song. Yeah. And so it was fun, and it was an experience for me, because I'm sorry guys, it was ooh. I hear that. It was fun for me because I got to see how creating a look works, because that I didn't know before that. How I would see Misa over time with the tailor, what's it? What am I trying to say? The person that made the clothes.
Yeah, like the seamstress.
Seamstress, yeah.
Yeah, but like to see it on that big scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like a machine. It was a bunch of people working and I was like amazed. And Marc kind of taught me what was going on. Well, this is how this is made. I'm going to take you over here and let me show you where they make all the Louis Vuitton bags. Let me show you this one. I'm like, let's make something right now. And he would give me, I've got limited edition bags that you'll never see, and I was like super excited about that, because my style was always, I don't want nothing everybody have. I really don't want stuff that's like broadcast in the stores unless it was the bag, and he would be like, I got the perfect one for you, and he would send me stuff, and it was just amazing, and that's my baby. He's been there with me through thick and thin, and then he made the Marc Jacobs Loves Lil Kim t-shirts. When he called me the other day and was like, I'm thinking about bringing those back.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, it was
Another person you had a great relationship was David LaChapelle.
Yes.
And you had so many iconic images. We couldn't clear one, but the most famous is the Interview magazine cover where you're painted in the Louis Vuitton logos. Can you say a little bit more about how that came about, whose idea that was, why you trusted David so much?
I can't remember, but I want to say Nzinga was
Nzinga,
yeah. She was like,
because a lot of people put me with that, but that was makeup.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, she would.
a long ass time of makeup. Like you would not, because it was so meticulous. The LVs had to look exactly like the bag, and I had to stand for hours.
And I think like sometimes when you ask like whose idea it was, it's hard.
Yeah, because it was a
it's-
combination.
It's always a group effort, and it's always us working together. Like if Kim didn't love Louis Vuitton, but that be something that the other person would have thought, other people involved would have thought of, or this, it's just like when you have that magic and when you have that creative energy, and it's always collaborative, always, because you can't have one without the other. So.
Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was either Nzinga or Misa, but I think it was Nzinga. She said, you know what I would like to see? I would like to see your whole body just painted in Louis Vuitton, because you are the bag.
Yeah.
She's like, you are the bag. And I was like, oh, yes, talk dirty to me. And I was so with it, because it was just such a brilliant idea. And I wanted to just be the one to present it to the world, because I knew anything that Misa or I came up with, or Nzinga, whoever came up with it, I knew I could sell it.
Yeah.
I was just swaggy.
Yes,
No, for
everything.
Sure. And then you mentioned a little bit about Karl Lagerfeld telling you that you were his inspiration. Did you ever want to work with these designers? I know that you had a collaboration with Petite Baton at one point. Did you ever want to create your own product, your own apparel, work directly with these designers on collections?
Oh yeah, that's my life dream, to have my own line that a lot of my favorite designers could be involved in, and definitely Misa, because no one understands me. No one understands me like...
It's coming.
Yeah, okay, there we go. We can put that right out there. Because here's the thing. It's like, I was really, really good friends with John Galliano. Really, really good friends with him. And he was the creative director for Dior at the time. And we were in talks and doing something then. And I loved Dior. Like, Dior was just my favorite line still to this day. And he was like, we should do something. We should do something. And I think, things just started happening over time, and I was overseas a lot, and, he had moved on from Dior and, started a new line somewhere else. But I was really good friends with him, and he understood me too. My style was so him, because he made the big belts with his name on it, like the Galliano belt, and I would just rock it the way he saw it. And so we both were like, okay, we get each other. But it's never happened, but timing is everything.
Divine timing.
Yes.
Always. That's right.
Was there ever a time where, because I was watching a video with you and Emil from Vibe, and you said something about kind of a shift in your image. Was there ever a time where you kind of wanted to change your image or shift or anything like that? I know everyone evolves and grows up and things change, but yeah.
I never, ever, ever, ever wanted to.
No.
I was about to say, I never wanted to shift my image. I always wanted to try new stuff, though. Always. That's just me. I mean, I could be fully clothed in one photo shoot, and it's gonna look good, because I look good with my clothes on, and I look good with my clothes off. So I that's right. I was like, let's do it.
And she has a signature aesthetic, right? So it's always like, you're gonna see it no matter what she does. It's just gonna shine through.
So you probably know that there's a campaign to get you honored by the CFDA, the Council of Fashion Designers of America, and for you to win the Fashion Icon Award.
Thank you so much for that. My fans are beasts. They are beasts. If y'all know like I know, y'all better stay on their good side. But they are beasts, and I love you guys to the heavens. Thank you. I love you. I love you guys. Love you. So that is amazing, and whether that happened or not, I mean, I'm gonna still keep coming out and stepping, honey. I'm gonna still keep stepping and doing what I do in fashion and being fly, because I love clothes. That ain't never gonna change.
That's right.
Do you think, Kim, you all get enough credit?
I'll let y'all answer.
Yeah, we got y'all answer. I love you. That's my baby. I love you so much. I love you. That's just love. Like that's what I don't stop for them. I don't care, like, you know, because you know what I want to do is like I have a surprise for them too. You know what I mean? I have some of like my fur coats that I'm gonna give you guys one, and I'm gonna show you how to get it in a few. You gotta just keep paying attention, because a lot of them I just had like archived in my little closet, my little cedar closet, and I know I'm never gonna wear it again. And I want one of my fans, because they're so special to me, I want one of my fans to have one, because I want them to now enjoy what I enjoyed,
for sure,
you know, and that's my thank you.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if I got millions of them away, but I got some back there, and I'm going to try to give as much as I can to them. I love you guys.
We love you!
So someone who did give you a lot of credit in 2017 for Halloween was Beyonce. Yeah, recreated, so many of your looks. So how did that feel? And did she reach out? Because she sourced everything to a T. Like, she did such a good job with recreating those looks. How did that feel?
I was blown away, because we had a lot going on that week. I was dropping a single too that week, I remember, and I was just like, she put one picture up, and I was like, whoa, Jesus Christ, take me to the cross. And I was just like, she did that. She looked so darn good, to the point where even with the Chanel suspenders and the white, I had to look again, because I was like, is that me? Wait. And that one, I was like, oh, shoot. And the one with the Chanel in the hair, that one too. I had to do the double take. And then I was like, if she put another picture up, I'm going to be on that floor. If she put another picture up, I said, B. And what really, really like stole my heart is when she called it National Lil Kim Day.
Oh, yeah.
And she said the original queen.
Beyonce, I love you. Come home with me.
Yep.
Did she reach out to you, Misa? Did her team for any like source?
They did not, but that's a great stylist. So Serena Akers did her thing. You know, she didn't need to. She got it. She looked at it. That's how I would be too. And she got it, and she saw it to a T.
That's dope. I was. That's what I was saying in my mind. I was like, you know what? They ain't miss nothing.
Yeah.
Not a beat.
Nailed it.
Even the Nicholas. The Nicholas. Like, it was
every detail.
That's dope. That's paying attention.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we, you brought it up, and it's such an iconic look, and it's such a great video for Missy's I Can't Stand the Rain and the Chanel look. So was that something from your collection? Like, how did you, it feels like, was there a lot of thought into that? That's such an iconic
You
look.
know what's so crazy? She called me last minute and was like, I need you to be in this video. And again, that's our sister. When they call, you don't be like, oh, I got to see what it's like. Okay, I'm there. What time, you know?
Yeah.
Just so you know, that day I didn't have a makeup artist. I didn't have a hairstylist. I went in my closet. I put my little lip gloss on, whatever. Shades, and just came. And that's how it was then. You could just come.
Yeah.
You ain't even like.
Chanel suspenders, all at the red leather pants. It was perfect.
I just threw it on.
So how do you feel when you see, we see it all the time. We see wigs with branded logos. We see colored wigs. We see so much of you all's influence on current day artists. How does that make you feel?
Oh, I love it. That's what I'm here to do, inspire.
For sure.
I am,
I love it.
I love it. I'm here. I want everybody. I want all the girls to want to like feel like me, because we're celebrities. We sit up here. We don't know how we inspire somebody else to do what we do, and so I want every little girl to be like, oh, I want my hair like hers, mommy. I want those shoes. I want that outfit. I want the guys to be like, I want to see my wife in that outfit. I want brothers to be like, oh, I gotta get this for my sister because I saw Kim in it. So that I love it.
Yeah.
It's dope.
I think to inspire, that's like It's amazing because people could not care, right? So for us to have created something that's so impactful, it is so in the present, like some things that we've done so many years ago still have the same power and impact and give people that feeling today is amazing. And Kim is like the blueprint. Like, she's
you
the
too,
blueprint.
baby. You too. We are the blue and baby blue. It's my baby. And you know, we friends. We hang out almost every time we can see each other.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it'll be a week straight. Sometimes we won't see each other for months. But like, this is my sister.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even think about anything when it comes to each other.
Yeah, like what we did is amazing, but what we have is even more amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
For sure.
Yes, it's so true. So true.
But what do you think about fashion today and how artists, not even just hip hop artists, but artists across the board are getting dressed?
What do I think?
Both.
I love seeing the evolution of fashion. I love seeing new artists come out, especially when they pay homage to Kim and to me, and when the stylists pay homage to me for what I've done. It feels really good. I like to see new interpretations too all the time because I think it just helps us to continue to grow. Hip hop fashion now is global.
Yes.
At one time it was just in our hood.
Yes.
You know, and now to see that you have people from all races, all backgrounds around the world who embrace it and love something that we played a part in pushing forward.
Yeah.
I think it's special and I think it's dope. I just like fashion and I like things that look interesting and out the box.
Yeah.
So I'm always going to be interested and be watching.
Yes, me too. I you know what I really love about the fashion like now in the industry? The guys really be coming through now. Like the guys they a little bit more serious than us sometimes. Like you know, and they be looking so good. Like a lot of
I
guys.
love that too.
Yeah, like I love the way the Migos dress. I love the way they dress. I love the way like, you know,
And Future,
2 Chainz. Like it's really dope how they just like, we gotta come through, you know, and they're into like the things we like. And so that's really, really
like they're not held back by boundaries anymore.
Right.
Like, I can't do this, I can't do that. They can
Right.
be just as fashionable as we are.
Yeah, because when, you know, like when we was coming up, it was like only a select few guys were dressing.
Right.
Hands off.
Yeah.
But
It's like, aren't you taking me out on a date? Come on, you say I got on my Chanel.
Right? I'll put on that curly hair. It's true. It's true.
So Misa, you're a global creative partner now at MCM.
Yes.
And Kim, you were that.
That's my sis.
You wore that amazing look last night from MCM.
She killed that. Like anything she does and makes me is like fire. Fire. Like I could just go. Okay, I'll show up and jump in the outfit. And so it was the perfect time to wear it. Even though you gotta make me another one because
I'm gonna make another.
it was so fire. I wanted it black.
Well, Misa, yeah, talk about your work with MCM and what you're doing and looks that you create for Kim and if the approach is any different now than it was 20 years later.
Okay, so I'm in a film called The Remix, Hip Hop
It's so good.
Times Fashion, and you'll be able to see it soon. Right now, it's at film festivals, and so through that relationship, I started working with MCM, and from there, our relationship just grew organically, naturally. I love that they embrace hip hop. I love that they really do the homework and they know about who's who in our culture. And when I think about MCM, I just think about back in the days, and I think about how hot it was and like how all the fly girls from my neighborhood had on MCM and like the stuff that Dapper Dan was doing with MCM. And so for me, it's nostalgic, and they have like a heritage of just being authentic and being in tune and tapped in. And the original owner, Michael Cromer, actually was like a Floyd Mayweather. He was German. He had the yachts, he had the helicopters, he had Vespas, like everything at MCM. He was like a party guy. And so that's like hip hop culture, right?
Yeah.
And he loved the music as well. So just knowing all those things, it was like a natural fit. And so they you know, our relationship started with me doing custom design for them. And that's what I love to do, and it's so natural for me to do it. So I do it with the same passion, the same energy that I've always done it. You know, I just have more tools now and more resources than I used to have. Yeah, but it's very natural, and I'm so grateful, you know, to have this opportunity because it was a dream for me, and to be able to still create for Kim and for Mary and for Nas and for Latifah and for my people and all kinds of people. Who else, Jenna? And Beyonce. And so, you know how you can like hear your kid's voice a mile away? It's not my kid, but it's like my kid. Out of this whole room, I heard her. Yes, and Beyonce. And so just being able to create, that's what I love to do. So it's amazing. And the partnership
I am
is dope.
so happy for her because I know what she went through before that deal actually happened, and she so deserved it. And not only that, but she was not getting her, I'm going to say it, she was not getting her just due credit, and people were not recognizing the talent that she had in her as that, the talent that started it all from Joe to Z, not just, okay, Joe to Z, Mary J. Blige and everybody else. And so that was like her idea. She was dressing them, you know? Puff was doing what he did, and she was, you know? So for me, I cried when she told me, and I knew before everybody knew, you know, and I cried. I literally did. Like, I got off that phone and I cried. I was so happy for her because
I got chills.
Yes, and I said, well, like, we cried together so many times. So it's like I was happy. It was deserving, and she's gonna make history with them too.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have to young women, Misa, or both of you, from your perspective, who want to get in fashion or who would like to be artists and want to kind of forge their own path and be original? What advice do you have for not even young women, everyone who's trying to make a mark in fashion or music?
Listen, and anything you have to do, and anything you want to do, excuse me, whether it's fashion or, I don't care, technology, being a doctor, you rapping, you gotta believe in yourself when no one else does. You gotta believe, you gotta trust, you gotta know that God put that gift inside of you. Like, that's what we did. We trusted each other, we trusted our ideas, we trusted the process, our instinct. You gotta believe in yourself, and you can't let other people make you feel differently than something you know you feel. Now, if you shaky on something, that's different. But if you know you have this feeling inside of you that needs to come out and it needs to live and it needs to be in the world, you got to believe in yourself, and God aligns everything for you that you need. Look, he aligned us. We needed each other.
Yep. Perfect timing. Perfectly.
What about you, Kim? There's so many young women, men who look up to you and the career that you've set for yourself. What's your advice to people who are trying to enter music or even just trying to like cultivate their own look and sound?
Basically the same thing that Misa said, because, you know, I really only have one thing to say, and that's just don't quit.
That's right.
Don't quit.
That's right. And when you believe in yourself, you can't quit. You can't quit. That's so important because you're gonna have trials and tribulations. We've been through stuff, still going through stuff. That's life. That's not gonna end. But when you know what you know and you know your why, you have to continue to do what you're doing. It's just like, don't let anyone make you feel that you can't achieve anything that's in your heart, because you can, and you never know how it's gonna line up. You don't always have to know how, you just gotta believe.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great place to wrap it up. I wanna say thank you so much for coming out. You all are icons.
Thank you for having us.
You deserve all the credit, and I'm just so thankful that I was able to be a part of this moment.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.